Hey everybody! Thank you so much for clicking on my video. This is going to be a review of a bunch of new luxury makeup items that have launched on the Sephora website. In this order, I'm going to be reviewing Becca's Velvet Blurring Primer Perfecting Base, Nars Velvet Matte Foundation Stick, Yves Saint Laurent All Hours Concealer, Burberry's Full Brows, and Guerlain's Intense Liquid Matte Creamy Velvet Lip Color. I picked all of these items because I wanted to do a full face review using each one of these products. In the description box below, I'm gonna put timestamps for these separate reviews for each product, so you can go ahead and move forward in the video to the product you're most interested in if you don't wanna watch the whole video. So I did test all of these products out yesterday because I wanted to be able to tell you in this video whether they are long wearing and how they look towards the end of the day. So I wanted to be able to include that. But let's go ahead and get started with the first product. So first up is the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. And it's in the shade Apricot Haze. I don't know if there's other shades, quote unquote, but this is the only one I saw on the website. I want to give you a couple of the key points that this product claims it does. So it claims on the box that it's a skin smoothing primer. It gives you velvety smooth makeup wear, erases the appearance of pores, fine lines, and imperfections. And it's a unique lotion to powder formula. It's oil-free but hydrating at the same time and allows makeup to glide on like velvet. So it talks a little bit about the apricot shade. The delicate apricot shade beautifully flatters and subtly brightens all skin tones as pore blurring powders float over the skin to diffuse light for a velvety smooth finish. So you can use this product by itself just to give a blurring effect to your pores and imperfections, or you can wear it underneath foundation as a primer. It does give a tip to shake the product fully, and it has like a little shaking bead in there before applying it. And also that if you're applying moisturizer, to let it fully absorb into the skin before applying the primer. So in terms of the packaging, I think it's very nice. I think it's sleek and it has a nice little matte texture to the bottom part. So the packaging I think is nice and sleek. It has a little pump, and I'm gonna go ahead and pump a dollop onto my hand. So one pump, this is what it looks like. It's really liquidy. You can see it's dragging down my hand. When I apply it to my face, it absorbs immediately. Like, you have very little time to kind of spread it around before it actually absorbs. But it does feel very hydrating. It has a really weird texture. I've never encountered a primer like this because it absorbs so quickly. It's watery, but then after you touch the skin, after a couple of minutes, it feels very velvety smooth and kind of like powdery. Not like you put like a whole bunch of powder on your face, but it just has kind of like a powdery texture to it. Like my face feels very velvety smooth, and I think it does hydrate a little bit, so it would be good for probably any skin type. Probably not for super dry skin, just because it does leave a very velvety texture. There's no extra shine on my face, so it might not be good for those of you who have really dry patches on your skin. Upon further examination on my face, I don't really think it's done that much to hide my pores. I think it's a little bit better than nothing, but my pores still appear, you know, the same size as they were before I put on this product. I do really like the texture. I think it's unique. I've never really felt it in any other primer that I've tried, so I think it's nice. But I can't say necessarily that it prolongs the wear of foundation, because when I tried it yesterday, it didn't, I don't think it really made that much of a difference. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes with primers, but in terms of like the wear, I used the Nars foundation. I think it increased the wear of the foundation, but not like a crazy amount. I don't really think it blurs the pores like it's claiming, but I do like the velvety smooth texture. I think this would be really great specifically for those of you who have very oily skin types. And a note on it being an apricot color, It's basically invisible when you put it on the skin. At least with my light skin tone, it blended in. You can't tell a color whatsoever. It doesn't give you coverage. So I wouldn't really be worried about you thinking you're gonna look super orange or something like that. So next I'm gonna try the Nars Velvet Matte Foundation Stick. I got it in the color 4 Deauville. I had kind of a hard time color matching in the store. I had a Sephora employee color match my skin and she told me this one looked the best. This is actually a pink undertone. I have a yellow undertone to my skin, but for some reason, when I've applied this actually 3 times already and it looks fine. Like, I don't think I look super pink. There is a shade that I think is light number 5, and I think that's the yellow undertone. Before I get into the product claims, I just want to show you the actual product itself. So it comes in this really, really sleek container. On the top, this is the foundation. I'm gonna roll it all the way up so you can see how much product it has. So this is how much product it has. It has less than an inch length of product, which probably doesn't mean that much to you, but to me, this doesn't really seem like a ton of product. This has 0.31 ounces of foundation. A standard foundation has 1 ounce. This formulation is different because it's a stick, so it doesn't mean necessarily that it's that much less than a liquid foundation, but it does kind of make me seem, it kind of makes me feel like you're paying a lot and you're not getting a lot. I don't remember exactly the price of this, but I think it was, with tax, it was like around $50 American. So this is a lot of money you're spending on not a ton of product. So it's a little concerning. On the bottom, which I think is a really nice feature, I appreciate they added, is this little blender that you can use. It's very soft, it feels quality. It doesn't feel like a cheap sponge. So I really appreciated that they added this. It's really good for on the go to blend in. I haven't used it yet because I wanted you to be able to see what it looks like untouched, but I do like that they added this. And I don't actually know how to take it off, but it does say in the packaging that you can take off this sponge and sanitize it and put it back. And they also sell a replacement sponge on the Sephora website, so you can take this off and just put a new one on if you want to do that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get in the claims. So they say that it glides and blends effortlessly, featuring innovative matte rebound powders for a soft to the touch effect, plus a unique touch-up blender for controlled applications on the go. The blender is designed to work synergistically with the hydrating, creamy, soft matte texture of the foundation, mimicking the size and shape of a finger for effortless touch-ups. The sponge is antibacterial treated, washable, and detachable. The creamy powder soft formula features matte rebound powders that move with every facial expression and resist settling into fine lines and wrinkles. The result: smooth, soft matte perfection, clinically proven to reduce the appearance of pore size, blur imperfections, and reduce shine. So it also says it has antioxidants in the formula. It's sweat, crease resistant, fragrance free, dermatologist tested, all day wear. Now nowhere in the claims does it say it's a full coverage foundation, so I don't want you to think that they say that it is. I didn't see in the Sephora website either that it was full coverage. I think I remember reading that it's supposed to be a medium coverage, but I'm gonna tell you right now that this is a light to medium coverage foundation. I've used it on multiple occasions and it just does not cover a lot of imperfections. So I want you to know right now that if you have a lot of post-acne marks, acne, just things you want to cover on your face, like this is really not the foundation for you. So I just wanted to let you know that right off the bat. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this directly on my face to the left half because I'm gonna try it with a brush and with a sponge. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a brush to blend the product. It does feel pretty smooth and it doesn't make you look shiny at all. You would hope so, it's a matte foundation. I think that this is good for every day in terms of, you know, having something really quickly to put on. It's more convenient than a liquid because you just stripe it on. And I also think it could be really good as a touch-up foundation product. Like to take it with you in your work bag or your purse when you want to touch up during the day. So there you can see it applied to the left half of my face. You can tell, you can still see little imperfections on my face. And I went ahead and turned off my light just so you can see what it looks like without all of the extra light making me look maybe a little bit nicer. But yeah, there you can see the coverage that I'm getting. It feels very smooth, it feels very velvety. I'm getting a lot of shine control because my face doesn't look shiny in any way on this side. So I like it for the matte feel and for the easiness of it. But I think it's better to use some kind of brush or a sponge to apply this because using your fingers, it's not that it's difficult to blend out, but I feel like it would just take longer than just quickly using a brush. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the side of my face because I have not yet tried it with a sponge. I wanna see if maybe that gives you a little bit more coverage. So I'm taking a damp sponge and I'm going to bounce it onto my skin. It really doesn't give me a lot of coverage on my under eye circles. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more later to see if I can get more coverage, but I can really test the full coverage of a product if I can see that my under eye circles have been covered up at least halfway. So this is what my face looks like with one layer of this foundation. I hope that you can tell that it's not a full coverage layer. It's maybe a medium coverage. It just doesn't give a lot in terms of like covering up my little marks on my face. It does a little bit of a job, but not really. And again, just with my lights off, you can tell that my face doesn't really look like I'm wearing foundation, which is a good thing in terms of it looking natural, but not in terms of my face looking better or like more glamorous. And again, just with my lights off, you can tell that my face doesn't really look like I'm wearing foundation, which is a good thing in terms of it looking natural, but not in terms of my face looking better or like more glamorous. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more of the product on some problem areas to see if maybe it'll help. So there you go. I see a teeny bit more coverage on my little problem areas. I see my under eye circles look better, but this spot here, this hyperpigmentation I have, it's just, you know, there still. Like you can see it really peeking through. With other products I've used that are full coverage, it just completely takes it away. But again, this product doesn't claim it's full coverage, so I can't really hate on them for that. For me personally, I don't think this is something I would repurchase. I think it's a good product. It's a good product because A, it is matte, which is good for my oily skin tone. B, it's very portable and easy to use. I love the sponge that they included. But overall, just for like the amount of imperfections I have on my face, it's not really doing much for me. It doesn't really look like I'm wearing anything, which I want to look like I'm, you know, wearing something that's going to cover my spots. I would recommend this product for those of you who have an oily skin type and for those of you who don't have a ton of imperfections on your face. And for those of you who are looking for something that you can use on the go. In terms of how long wearing it is, I would say that it's a pretty good wear time. By the end of the day, I can still see a little bit of coverage on my face, but I wouldn't say that it's super, super long wearing. Like the whole day you're gonna look like you just applied it. It's not like that. But it does keep down the oil. By the end of the day, I'm not super oily as I would be if I weren't wearing any product. So next we're gonna talk about the Yves Saint Laurent All Hours Concealer. I got this in the color number 2 Ivory. It's really hard for me to color match online because I bought this off the website, but I've used this a couple times and I feel like it's a pretty good color match for me. I'll read you the claims. So it says the first Yves Saint Laurent full coverage 16-hour wear liquid concealer. Flawless blendable coverage to hide dark circles and imperfections. 16-hour wear and comfort, no creasing and caking. Velvet matte finish, transfer resistant and sweat proof, suitable for all skin types, including sensitive skin. Okay, so I've used this product a couple times now, and I feel like I do like it, but I don't think that it is as full coverage as they seem to claim it is. I think it is full coverage, but you do have to do maybe like 2 layers to make it look really full coverage, and I'll show you in the video now. So this is definitely gonna be a real test because my under eye circles, as you can see, I have a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a couple of stripes like this. I'm just gonna dab it in with my beauty blender. Sorry, this is actually a Real Techniques sponge, forgot. Okay, so you can see that this side definitely looks way better than this side that just had a little bit of the Nars product. But I think you can still see a lot of darkness under my eyes. So it just needs a little bit more of, you know, working with it, like adding another layer for it to be as full coverage, I think, as they claim. So I'm gonna go ahead and add another layer so you guys can see. Okay, so hopefully you can tell now that adding a second layer definitely helps a lot. I don't think any concealer is gonna really be able to fully cover a under eye circle unless you use a color corrector. Just the bluish or purple tones are always gonna peek through a little bit. Just for the purposes of review, I just wanna show you what it looks like by itself without a corrector. But I really think it's necessary to use both if you have under eye circles like mine that just, you know, are very dark and, you know, they're just not gonna go away with, you know, a simple layer of concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and apply it a little bit on this blemish that I have to see if maybe it'll be able to cover that better than the Nars product did. I'm just gonna dab it a little bit with my finger first. Okay, hopefully you guys can tell, like, that's definitely way better coverage than I got from the Nars stick. I think it's not 100% hidden, the blemishes, but it looks a lot better. So I really appreciate that. Overall, my thoughts about this product is that I think it definitely does pretty much what it claims in terms of it having a very long wear. I have experienced that using this product before. By the end of the day, I still have coverage. It doesn't really seem like it's moved a lot. It does crease a little bit. I wouldn't say that it's completely creaseless, but I haven't really found a concealer ever that's not creaseless. So yeah, it does crease a little bit, not a crazy amount, but you have to blend it a little bit on your little fine lines. One major thing to note with this concealer is that it only has 0.16 ounces. That is a lot less than a lot of concealers. You can look them up like any other concealer. This is like, I don't know, a third or half less. It's a lot less. Like the Tarte Shape Tape, I think, is like double the amount. I don't know offhand how many ounces it is more, but I know for a fact that this is definitely a lot less product than most concealers have, which I think is a real downside because this is not a cheap concealer. Now, I did do a full review on the All Hours foundation that's supposed to go along with the concealer. I will link that in the description box below if you want to check it out. But my thoughts on this foundation, my overall thoughts on this foundation is that it is very full coverage and very super long wearing. The most long wearing foundation I've ever used. I've tried a ton in my lifetime, and this has lasted me the longest. Like at the end of the day, where I still look like I just applied it, it's amazing. Especially really great if you're a very humid, hot climate like where I live. So I think it's a pretty awesome foundation, and I definitely think it's worth the money in terms of the longevity. In terms of the full coverage, I think you can get that from other products as well, but this one does look very natural when you apply it. So next to a product that I really, really love. This is the Burberry Full Brows, and I got it in the color Ash Brown. So this is a waterproof brow liner and setting shadow. So let me show you the product. So it comes in this little stick. On the top, you have a brush pen type of brow product. And on the bottom, if you scroll it, it has like a little powder rubber tip where you blend in the powder on top of the liquid. And the powder is in this little reservoir here. I just applied this product yesterday for the first time ever, and I have to say I love this product. Everything I've mentioned so far, this is definitely my favorite. So as you can see, my brows are very sparse and they don't finish on the end, so I definitely have always been on the hunt for a good product. This is the type of product where you have to build it up. It's not a quick product, at least if you have brows like me that are super sparse. And I like that about this because there are other products that are liquid brow products, and they're so pigmented that you have a really hard time blending it to make it look natural. This pencil makes your brows look super natural. Not pencil, sorry, this brush tip makes your brows look super natural, very, you know, precisely filled in. but it gives you time to work with it and play with it so that it doesn't end up looking super full on immediately when you put it on, and then you feel like you have crazy brows that you have to try to like blend in so they don't look so crazy. So I definitely like that a lot about this product. You can see that it's starting to build the product. So something I forgot to do, you should do, is to shake the product before you use it. Always forget that. So I just want you to compare this brow to this brow. You can see that it looks, you know, nice and, you know, fuller, but it doesn't look like I used any product. It looks very, very natural. So I really love the look of how this brow product looks. The only thing I would say is that if you like really, you know, full-on Instagram brows, this is not the product for you. You're not gonna really get that type of effect without, you know, using all, you know, different types of products like the brow pomade or the brow pencils by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's just not gonna give you that effect. But if you're looking for more of a natural looking brow, then this definitely is your product. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use the powder side. It doesn't have a ton of product. So again, this product is definitely meant for those who want something a little bit more natural looking. This powder is meant to set the liquid so that this lasts all day. You can kind of go in on the end just a little bit to kind of make that a little bit darker if you like. It also kind of helps to put little brows in place with this powder. Now I got this in ash brown, which I think is kind of like a taupe color. It's not super dark, but I would say that if you are more of a lighter brown hair, I would get the color, the next lightest color instead of this color. I wouldn't recommend it if you are like have light hair, like blonde or really light brown. I recommend this color more for those of you who have darker hair. So the pros of this product is that it's very natural looking and you have time to build up the color. The cons of this product is that it does take a little bit longer to apply this than it would a pencil product. I think that I definitely can do it quicker with a pencil product, and you know, it would look a little bit more full on if that's what you want. But I still really like this. I think it looks really, really nice. I love the powder that you can use to set it, and it helps like fill in little gaps too. So I really like it. I think it's something that I would definitely consider purchasing again. So the last product I want to review is their Guerlain Intense Liquid Matte, and this is in the color Tempting Rose. So I love this company's lip colors. I think they're really fun and pretty. I got this color because I wanted something I could wear every day, and it just looked really pretty online. I wore it for the first time yesterday. I love the color. I thought it was so beautiful. But I didn't think that it was any more special than less expensive lip colors that I've tried. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish filling it in with my lips. It has a nice light kind of floral scent to it. It's very subtle. I wouldn't, if you were very sensitive to scents, I don't think it would probably bother you too much because it's a very light scent. It's definitely a very creamy product. It feels moisturizing. So there you go. What I like the most about this product is that it's very creamy and moisturizing. A lot of, you know, matte lip products can be very drying on the lips. So I appreciate that aspect of this product. I love the color. I think it's very pretty. It looks like my lips but better, and I could very easily wear this every day. What I don't like is that it's not super pigmented. I feel like I had to go over a couple of times to get it to be a little bit more opaque, I guess you could say, and to look more even on my lips. So maybe that's intentional so that you can build up the color to being a little bit lighter, a little bit darker. That could be a plus depending on how you look at it. But in terms of like, would I purchase this again? Probably not. I think this is a very expensive product for like what you're getting. I guess the only difference to this and other products that I have used, like my favorites are ColourPop and the Balm's liquid lip products. I think they're fantastic. I would say that those are a little bit less hydrating than this one, so this definitely has that benefit. But I wouldn't purchase it again. I just don't think it's worth the money to spend. I think you can buy very comparable products. Actually, I do have a lip product from The Balm, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's a liquid lipstick, and it's almost the exact same shade to this. So I'll write that in the description box so you can check it out, because it's literally almost the same thing. It's just not as moisturizing as this product. So do I think it's a good product? Yes, I think it's creamy. The color is very nice, but I don't necessarily think it's like worth the price tag. So thank you so much. If you managed to watch my entire video, I really appreciate it. Please let me know in the comment section down below what products you're thinking that you want to get out of everything that I've mentioned. If anything seemed really awesome to you or jumped out to you, or what you think about luxury makeup, if you think it's mostly just like a scam because people, you know, think, oh, because it has a certain brand name, it must be amazing. I think it really depends. Some things are really awesome, and some things, you know, you don't really need to spend the extra money. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let me know if there's any particular product you really would like me to review. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.